Let's not play games with each other. Donald Trump is trying to start a war. And I'm not going to bother as to asking who he wants to start a war against, because it's not going to be Russia and it's not going to be North Korea, because he's too chummy with the leaders of both nations. It may be a war started against one of our allies. It might be a war against Ukraine on Russia's side. But the clear indications that Donald Trump is trying to start some kind of war with someone, maybe Canada, maybe Mexico. He's made screams about taking Canada as the 51st state. He's already thinking about taking action against Mexico, sending troops there. He's already making screams about the Panama Canal. But the clear indication that any president, any leader wants to start a war that may be completely and totally illegal is the fact that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, have fired the Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman, General Brown, because we all know why. Donald Trump's trying to eliminate DEI and is planning to replace him with a war hawk like General Dan Kane, who Trump claims that this man loves Trump to the point where he will kill for him. But the fact is, he wants a Joint Chiefs of Staff that will give him the okay to go to war, to send our troops to kill. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot that he wants to completely take the Gaza Strip. Yeah, he wants to take the Gaza Strip, not because he wants to eliminate terrorists like Hamas, but he wants to get land for himself. Donald Trump I'm talking about. But let's get to the meat of where this is all going. Pete Hegseth, under Donald Trump's orders, no doubt, fired the top lawyers or judge advocate generals of all the service branches. Now, for those who don't know and haven't watched an episode of the old television show JAG, Judge Advocate Generals are the lawyers of the United States military. Basically, they're lawyers with military uniforms. And the people I speak of, from the Judge Advocate General of the Army, Lieutenant General Joseph P. Brigger III, the Air Force JAG, Lieutenant General Charles L. Palmer, and the Navy's Judge Advocate General, Admiral Christopher C. French. The fact is, the judge advocates of the U.S. military advise the president of legal matters as well. By firing these people, Donald Trump doesn't want any kind of legal guardrails whatsoever to stop them. In fact, here's a clip of a Fox News Sunday interview with Pete Hegseth saying that exact thing.
For people who may not know, I mean, they give advice to the military about what is lawful and what isn't. Not surprisingly, there's been some backlash to those who are worried about their removal. One Georgetown law professor says this: Trump also firing the Army, Navy, and Air Force JAGs. In some ways, that's even more chilling than firing the 4 stars. It's what you do when you're planning to break the law. You get rid of any lawyers who might try to slow you down. Your response to her?
Yeah, I don't know who Rosa is and what her hyperbole is all about. Ultimately, we want lawyers who give sound constitutional advice and don't exist to attempt to be roadblocks to anything that happens in their spots.
They don't exist to be roadblocks to anything that happens. What exactly do you mean by that, Hegseth? Because you really don't want to make things bad for you or Trump. We know why you fired those lawyers. Trump is planning something. And I don't mean to be conspiracy theory here, but considering everything that Donald Trump wants to do, take Canada, take the Panama Canal, take the Gaza Strip, he wants lawyers, top military lawyers that won't get in his way. Or worse yet, he wants lawyers that will say, you're doing the right thing, Mr. President. You're doing the right thing. Don't worry. So what if you kids get K-word or if you children get R-word by our soldiers? You're doing the right thing, Mr. President. All Donald Trump wants are yes men in uniform, and that is incredibly dangerous. But that doesn't matter to Trump, as long as he has people kissing his ass, especially when the ass kissers happen to be military officers whose decisions could cost lives. That is incredibly dangerous. Donald Trump is trying to start a war, and he wants people who will tell him not the truth of what he's doing, but will tell him that he's doing the right thing, even though when they know he is wrong. To the new judge advocates that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are planning to appoint, remember your oath to the Constitution of the United States. That is the oath you swore. You didn't swear an oath to Donald Trump. And if you did, and if you think you did, then you need to resign your commission and your position immediately. Because at some point, Donald Trump is going to do something illegal if this country fights another war. Bank on it. He will. And your job will be to legally stop him under the law. And make no mistake about this point. Failure to do so could result in your court-martial, disbarment, and the fact is, however severe the crime, you could possibly be put up as co-conspirators to war crimes right next to Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth. Remember your oath to this country. Your oath is to the Constitution and the law, not to Donald Trump. Don't forget that. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.